the first thing that comes to mind is this like this long line of tense Mahoney females. Like my mom and my grandma and my aunts. I just feel this like we women have to carry everything.
Yeah, well, that's what we call a legacy burden.
Uh-huh.
It came in your lineage.
Mm-hmm.
And it would be good for you to not pass it on to your kids.
Oh my gosh, I would be so grateful if I could.
So
yeah.
Let's see if we can unload it.
You guys, this video is very different than my normal video for two reasons. One, because I got to interview Dr. Richard Schwartz, the founder of IFS. And I'm just amazed and grateful for his time in doing that. And two, instead of just talking about internal family systems, he said, hey, how about we work on that with you, Emma? So I got to do a mini therapy session exploring my inner child and how it relates to the overachiever part of me. And we even worked on a little bit of intergenerational trauma, which he calls legacy burdens. I found it really powerful and enlightening, so I thought I'd share it with you so that you can see how an IFS therapy session helps people identify their parts, show those parts compassion, and unburden them from old hurts or traumas. Now, just so you know, this segment is an edit from a longer conversation with Dick that I published on my deep dive channel and my audio podcast. I hope it helps you see how you might do some healing work with your inner child as well. Let's jump in. I was such a weird kid, which when I was 8, 9, 10, I thought it was great to be so weird and different. Like, I was kind of a tomboy. I was into fishing. Or 6th grade, I was in the fly tying club. In middle school, I was the only girl in the fly tying club. Well, one other friend who was a girl. And really weird, but I was fun and exciting. And then middle school hits, and it's whoa, it's no longer okay to be weird, to look different. I had short hair. Sometimes people called me a boy. And to do all these weird things, I was into art and design and engineering. I would do all sorts of wood carving, all sorts of random stuff. And then middle school comes around, and my one other friend who was in the fly tying club, she goes the direction of oh, I'm gonna go try to look nice for boys, and I'm gonna chase boys, and I'm gonna look all pretty, and I'm not really gonna be friends with you anymore. You're kind of weird, whatever. And then as I looked at myself at that moment in my life, I really went to sports and academia. That was the year, 8th grade was the year where I had to get a 4.0. I had to get a 4.0. And
my language, that manager kicked in and made sure you performed at this huge high level.
Yeah. So if I wasn't very good socially, or I felt kind of weird or excluded, I made up for that fear and hurt of rejection by being I have to be perfect at school then. I just have to be perfect at school. And so that would be an example of a manager protector, right?
Exactly right.
And then that type A personality just came in strong.
Wow.
But then sometimes so if I look at myself, maybe you can help me with this a little bit. I look at myself and it's in so many areas of my life, I'm very controlled. So I don't use substances. Are there firefighters who are intellectualizers or avoiders, just avoiders? I just avoid situations that I might not be good at.
Yeah, totally. There are firefighters that are dissociative.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, there's a lot of different kinds of ways to distract you or get you away from the feelings.
Because you could look at me, I mostly write. That's what I do. I write a video, I spend a week writing a video, and then I film a video. I love it. It's my favorite thing to do, is to sit and analyze information and condense information and try and make it applicable and condense it into a nice video. But it does feel a little bit this is my escape, And it's a very functional escape.
Yeah, totally.
It brings me success. Whatever.
There are firefighters. Yeah, I've got that. I mean, that firefighter in me drove me to bring the model to the world. So
yeah. I mean, so, and again, it sounds corny, but that part's not bad.
No parts are bad. No bad parts, right?
Right. No bad parts.
Yeah, and even the ones like the firefighters that bring us good things are still straining. There's still in over their heads. These are mostly kind of little kids inside. So even though they're very helpful, it's helpful to let them know they don't have to do it as much, and they can trust you to lead. They don't have to take over.
So where I see this come out is like it's harder for me to just like relax and play with my kids. Like it's easier for me to just work all the time.
Same here. Yeah.
Yeah. So
that used to be the case. I've done a lot of work on it, but that's right. Let's do a little piece of work, Emma. We don't have to do a whole session, but let's do a little work with that. Are you?
Sure. Also, just so you know, I this is not an apology, but I cry really easily. Like my tear ducts are hardwired to my emotions, so I'll cry at like a 3 or 4, and it doesn't mean I'm in distress.
I don't worry about it. I'm good with that. Yeah.
Great. Yeah.
All right. So you ready? So maybe focus on that part that works so hard to create this what you've created, and never wants to rest, and find it in your body or around your body.
Okay. It's probably I mean, the first sensations that come to mind are in my shoulders and in my back.
Oh, great.
Being kind of tight, locked up, tense.
So stay focused there.
Okay.
And as you notice it, how do you feel toward it?
Oh, I wish it would just loosen up. I wish I just was looser.
Makes sense. Yeah. Let you play with your kids. But ask the part who wishes that to give us the space to help it. So we just want to get to know it and maybe help it, and not without any judgment. So see if you can just get curious about it.
Yeah, so okay. And I'm not really sure how this works. Like, should I be narrating to you out loud what I'm thinking, or just doing it inside?
Either way, it's really up to you.
Yeah. Okay, so I can notice like the tight part of me. This is the part of me that gets stuff done. Very productive. But then the other part of me is like, you should chill out. Like, you shouldn't be so busy all the time. And that part of me is like trying to be helpful, but it's also adding pressure. Like, it's trying to make me chill out by pressuring me, which doesn't really help. Like, I could then go study 500 new ways to chill out.
Right.
And turn that into like another form of like being tight about chilling out.
That's what we call a polarization between a manager and a firefighter.
Okay.
But ask the one who's wanting you to chill out to just relax back in there.
Okay.
And give us a chance to just work with this achieving part a little bit.
Okay.
Let you get curious about it.
Okay.
So how do you feel toward that one now? Doer part, whatever. I forget what you call it.
Yeah. And I don't know if I have a name for it. And we could call it we could call it Uptight for right now.
Yeah. Okay. How do you feel?
Well, I mean, part of me is like, yeah, good job. Like, you are so worthwhile. You're so freaking productive in like just a few hours a day. Like, good job.
Yeah. So it's got this little ally inside. So let's get that one to step out too.
Okay. All right. Ally, you can go ahead and step out. Okay.
And now how do you feel toward it?
I feel a little bit sad.
You feel its sadness, or you feel sad for it?
Ooh, I feel a little bit sad for it.
So let it know that. You have some compassion for how hard it has to work.
Yeah.
And see how it reacts to your compassion.
It initially got defensive about that compassion. Like, I don't need your pity. Like, I'm fine.
Even though it's reacting that way, keep showing it compassion.
Okay. Yeah, underneath that, it like just melted and it like wanted to like curl up and cry.
Yeah, so just be with it while it shows you what's really happening with it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an overstressed little kid. So just let it know you get that.
Okay.
Yeah, and just ask if there's something it wants you to know about itself. And wait for the answer, don't think. Whatever comes from your shoulders.
Yeah, what I feel is it being like it's been so heavy. It's been so hard. I've been doing this for so long.
Yeah, it's
I'm
tired,
like kind
right?
of tired. Yeah,
Tired,
tired.
yeah. So
Yeah.
how do you feel toward it as you hear that?
There's a part of me that just jumped back in and said, like, you should get over that. Like, you
Yeah.
just need to push through. Like I felt a defense, or like
Yeah.
something come up.
Be firm with that part, and it needs to really let you be compassionate and listen.
Okay. So tell that part, like, hey, I hear you, like the part that's like, get over it. That part,
Yeah.
I can be like, okay, it's cool. We can listen to you in a minute.
That's right.
But right now, I want to listen to my uptight part, and I want to just
That's
be
perfect.
with it.
Yeah, exactly right.
Okay. So I'm like force
Good.
pushing that one gently away.
Perfect.
Okay. All right.
So just let it know. We get how tired it is.
Okay.
And I've asked it what it's afraid would happen if it stopped doing this or slowed down. Just ask what it's afraid would happen.
Yeah, it is afraid the whole household would fall apart. Like all the things I'm running with the kids and the business and the finances, that we'd run out of money.
So it holds a huge amount of responsibility.
Yeah.
Let it know you get that.
Yeah. Okay.
That's too much for a little part. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
ask it this kind of odd question. Ask it how old it thinks you are. And just wait for the answer. Don't think.
I just caught this memory. Of me in 9th grade when my mom took me to the shoe store to get running shoes, and the running shoes I wanted were too expensive. And so I felt like I needed to like worry about, there's 7 kids in my family, you know, like I felt like I had to worry about not having like desires for a certain type of running shoe, because maybe our family, like it put too much stress on the family. Like I had to take that back on me.
Yep. So how do you feel toward that 9th grade kid?
Yeah, I feel like tender.
Yeah,
Like
good.
that was like scary for you. Like that was scary, and just felt like pressure all the time.
Yeah. How's she reacting to your tenderness?
She's like, yeah. She's like, yeah, that was scary.
But you tell me, what were you going to say?
Yeah, I could also feel like this. I can also feel this part of me that's like really safe and courageous, being like, together we got this now.
Yeah, let her know. Let her know that you're not that young anymore. That things are different now, and that you can take care of her. She doesn't have to take care of you or the family anymore.
Yeah.
And just see how she reacts.
Like, I'm noticing in my chest, like, feeling safer and more soft. I'm noticing, like, remembering how, like, I was worried about my mom and I was worried about her anxiety. And modern Emma is like, oh, like, when my mom gets anxious or worried, I actually can handle that pretty well now.
Yeah, good. Let her know.
Yeah, like, okay, all right, we can handle that now.
Ask her if she does still carry the mother's energy, the mother's anxiety.
The Uptight one?
No, well, both of them. The uptight one and the ninth grader.
Yeah, yeah. Do I still carry the mother's anxiety? Like, am I still trying to rescue her or protect her?
Just ask that question. Wait for the answer. Ask if either of them still carry her energy.
Definitely the uptight one still does. Like, feels that need, yeah.
Ask if it likes having to carry that or it might be interested in unloading it.
Oh man, I would love to unload it. I would love to unload it. The first thing that comes to mind is this like, this long line of tense Mahoney females. Like my mom and my grandma and my aunts. I just feel this like, we women have to carry everything.
Yeah, well, that's what we call a legacy burden.
Uh-huh.
That came in your lineage. Mm-hmm. And it would be good for you to not pass it on to your kids.
Oh my gosh, I would be so grateful if I could.
So
yeah,
let's see if we can unload it. We'll go back to the uptight one.
Okay.
And ask where it carries all that, in its body or on its body.
And I'm noticing like a bit of shakiness throughout my body. I'm noticing my legs kind of clench and then soften. Noticing my stomach. Like my stomach's tight and hurts.
So Emma, I'm going to encourage you to let your body do what it wants to do now.
Okay.
Just let it happen. Yeah, that's great. Just let that happen as much as it wants. Great. Yeah, just go for it.
Okay. Okay.
Whatever noise wants to come too.
All right. I thought that shaking would last a long time, and it went quite quickly.
Okay, good. So ask the uptight one now if it gave up the mother energy or if it still needs to do that.
In this moment, it's feeling light. Like it's feeling lighter.
Good.
There's another part of me that's like, it's not going to be that fast.
Yeah. Well, it might need more, but this was a big deal.
Yeah.
So
it felt so good to like shake and then like not try to make the shaking stop. Yeah. Like, because there was a part of me that's like, calm down. You need to be calm for this interview. And I was like, okay, I'll just go. Like, let's go. Let my legs jiggle, whatever, And then it was like, oh, okay. And it's actually, I do have like a little tense jolt that has come in like twice, but it's like much, much less. And I'm like, okay, I'll just let it be there. It's okay.
Good. Yeah. All right. So ask the former uptight one what it would like to do now inside of you.
Oh, see, this is where I get a little tricky, because the uptight one is like, let's make a 5-point plan to play with the kids more.
What's tricky about that?
Well, I can't tell if that's being more of like it's slipping back into this controlling, managing, fixing mode, or if it's like there's also the genuine playful bit of me that has. I feel like I've lost that playful bit of me. So I can't tell if it's like trying to be controlling again about being playful or if it's actually being playful.
Just ask it.
I think it really does just want to play.
Yeah, it wants to play.
Yeah.
So let it know you're going to keep working with it so it can be freed up that way.
So like this uptight part of me. Okay. Let me ask this. Are you saying this uptight part of me might be really playful instead of being fighting with the playful person?
Yes.
Ha. Okay. That's great, because it's a very strong character in my life. So how would that be if like this really powerful part of me was also really fun?
Yeah. Yeah, that's where you're headed.
I love that idea. That gives me like, ooh, that's exciting. Like, that's really exciting. Yeah, I like that.
Okay, and so we can stop in a minute, but let both of these parts, the former uptight one who wants to play, and then that ninth grader, let them know that you're going to follow up, that now that you found them, you're going to keep working with them. And before we stop, bring in the one who was so polarized with the uptight one to see the shift.
Yeah.
And see how it reacts.
She is like, oh, I can trust you more.
That's right.
Yeah, like I can trust. I don't have to fix you. Like I can trust you that you're okay, that you're good.
That's right. That's great.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that was a lot in about 20 minutes.
That was really cool, though. Holy cow! This is what my experience. Thank you. First off, thank you. That was beautiful.
You're welcome. What's beautiful?
And if I could just, I don't know how to put this into words without, like, what I love about IFS is you don't talk about it, you just experience it.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no explaining, there's no describing or teaching. Yeah, you're just doing it.
And as I read through your book, No Bad Parts, like, the information, processed in my cognitive bits and whatever, and I was, like, intellectualizing about it, but when I did the exercises, something in me shifted each time.
Yeah.
I really appreciate you letting my audience and me experience just a little bit of like what that's like.
Yeah, well, I really appreciate your going for it. And we could have talked for an hour, but I think it's much better to do that.
I think so too.